Alright, I think this thing's on. Hey yo everybody, I'm Braxton Wise. This is Third Coffee Studio. We're gonna draw. Let's draw. We're currently working on here we go, we're working on recreating the Jaws movie poster. I had to get these.
If a frog on a log drops a log, does that mean he's on 2 logs?
Oh my gosh, that made me jump. Thank you very much, Servo. Welcome in. Got a jump scare. If a frog on a log drops a log, does that mean he's on 2 legs? No. I don't know if I understand what that means. That's gross. I think I'm getting it. I'm trying to trying not to. I don't know. Okay, I hope you're doing well. I had to put these side by side so I could get the sketch down. And I apparently made quite a lot of mistakes here. So here's the improved sketch. Of course, I'm changing my dimensions here because of this has margin. It's a movie poster, so it's got edges to be tacked up and put in movie frames. Do they still do that at movie theaters? Like back in the day, they had, at least the one near me, they had these frames on the outside of the building. And they put the movie posters in those frames. So you'd walk along outside and see them. That'd be the smaller theaters that didn't have like long, or that had, didn't have like a area inside for like long lines. So sometimes you'd be standing outside, waiting to get in. And then other ones had these in the lobbies and stuff. Movie theaters used to be pretty cool. Okay. I have to be more careful about this because I've got 2 windows open now, and if I lose my focus, I'll end up drawing on the wrong one. Blackbird Twitch, welcome in. Have you guys heard that new anime about a Jedi who grants wishes? Kawaii Gon-Jin? am I too old to get that? I think the kawaii thing means I'm too old if I don't understand what oh, kawaii. Okay, see, I didn't, yeah. I think I'm in the wrong era now for that. Hey, yo, woo woo. I was on Discord, I just didn't say anything. I mean, my Discord's I'm always on Discord. Am I not showing up? That's weird. Because I always have mine on. Like, I don't, like, hide when I'm there. I don't do the busy status or hiding status. I always have mine as available. But I'm always available on Discord. It's either open on my desktop or I have it open on my phone. Just in the background. It is weird. I'm doing okay. I mean, as okay as possible for, the times that we're living in. Yeah. It's about as good as it's getting now. My silver miners are kind of about to do something good, I think. So that's got me cheerful. Still green. It's gonna be bumpy.
Servo1K asked me, if Cthulhu is a tentacle god, does Bikini Bottom worship him as a god and other sea creatures? Bikini Bottom probably doesn't worship Cthulhu as a god. They seem more concerned with jellyfishing and Krabby Patties than ancient cosmic entities. Besides, dealing with SpongeBob's shenanigans would probably be even scarier than Cthulhu. The sea creatures in Bikini Bottom have their own quirky way of life, and it doesn't seem to involve eldritch horrors. Thank Neptune.
Eldritch horrors. Should I move that up? I just noticed that thing is, my overlay is covering that up, where it shows up like down the bottom in here. I didn't realize that it did that. But I'm not gonna use the overlay when we come back next week. I'll just turn this off and I'll have to reload the other frog instead. It just doesn't happen easily. I have to manually load the frames into it and sort of offload these frames, or replace these. So I didn't feel like doing that. What is he talking about? I really don't know. Also, what's up, Pavlovic Milos? Welcome in. Let me get my stuff ready here. Okay. This is my reference, and I decided to bring it in as a separate panel because I was having trouble with accuracy on getting the girl drawn. And there were some other mistakes I noticed when I did this, so I've already made... all this morning, I was in here cleaning up this sketch so that she is redrawn now. And I have a better sketch. I really should not have. I should not have. I always rush to paint, so I just start filling in color, and I don't take the time to make my drawings tighter. So then I get into trouble. So that's when we had to redo. I mean, this one turned out fine. Let me turn off his sketch. See, he's looking good. I just need to darken everything up and everything on the last 20%. But this one's doing good. Oh, no, wait, it isn't. This is why. Here. Boom. There. It needs, the background needs a darker color. And we'll do the bubbles as we experimented with over here. I think that'll look good. Yeah, so I didn't do too badly. I usually just paint. But sometimes when I'm having trouble, I have to go back and redraw and just make a tighter sketch. So I think this one's alright. And we're going to try and make that work. So, should I work on the shark today? Or just work on her? I think what I'm going to do is I had to move him over too. It turned out, see, it's because I was drawing the lettering like this, and notice how these don't line up, like the bottom corner of the W of this, the actual one, is right here, right over the nose. Well, I was lining it up, but I was doing my, this original one, the red here. So you can see how my letters are off from how, it would be proportionally on the poster. So I was lining them up the right way, off the right, that sort of reference point from the W, but because I had the lettering off, it made him be off, right? Hopefully I'm saying that right. So that's one of those times where I had to go back and just spend the time to do a tighter sketch, make sure it was more accurate, and then the landmarks line up better. So I guess it's one of those situations where I had the right idea, but I don't know, is that the wrong execution? Something like that. I still don't know if I want to draw this in by hand, but I don't know. I'm sure I can probably find the font somewhere. Like figure out exactly which font that they used. Let's turn off the sketch for now. And I think I want to trim down the side of the shark. Right, that's eraser, soft eraser, and then I made this a little too wide, I think. I always put my stuff up like on a monitor or something, like a work. I always take work in progress pictures or screenshots at the end of a session, so that I can just sort of stare at it. That's normally how I work out my mistakes, and then I kind of mentally come up with a game plan for the next session. So these are the things that I knew I needed to work on today. I feel like this needs to be skinnier, but here, do we ever let that on? Fine. It's gonna look different when the teeth get put in. I think I'm going to do those on the same layer as well. I don't really see a benefit to doing these on a separate layer, just because it all has to get blended in anyway. So I'll be color picking and blending back and forth to make them look like they're in there, and that just becomes a mess. Of course, it always becomes a mess. Trade one mess for another. That is the structure of the universe. What's up, Zolder? Sorry, I was ranting or something. What was I doing? I was monologuing? Is that what that is? I don't know. I think this is about right. Should I have that background like this? Well, it's more greenish, and I could make it a bit scrubbier. What kind of color is that? That's sort of... I mean,
Braxton Wise is showing his dementia is becoming real.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the bit, Servo. I suppose I could color pick that, but it wouldn't transfer over here, would it? No, color picking is a weird thing. And sometimes it seems to pick lighter. If you're hitting a pixel, you see, when you color pick, I don't know if anyone can see these differences, it may look like a solid area, but really it's not. Because you've got, it could be this pixel, or it could be a lighter pixel. When from out here, it looks like it's all one shade. So then it just gets frustrating. Let's see if a larger brush helps that. Of course, I really don't want this to be an exact one-to-one, but I want to get the overall feel. Let's grab more of that dark. Hey Andrew, what's up? Welcome in, Mr. Player. It is a pleasure, as always. I am feeling better. I am as fine as frog's hair. Heh. Oh, that's what we did. I was like, why is that not showing? Because I'm on the wrong layer. Good thing I mapped that to a wheel. That's why I stopped to check it, because like, this is not making a difference. That's because it was underneath the layer. All right. I think that's about right. She's kind of, I don't know, reddish brown. A little more orangey. It's never safe to go back into the water. This will get obscured by a layer of water on top. Mr. Atomic, welcome in. We're redrawing this. She is not. We're not drawing that. It's just an arm. third arm. All right. Hair. Right. This is going to have water. That is what we're going to do, or at least try to do some kind of I don't know, something on top of it where the water line comes up here. I don't know how we affect that texture. It's not really going to be easy to do that. I need to figure out how we're going to texture that. Either that or leave it. I have to figure out how to make that look right. It's probably not in the card for today. Here. Let's do that and add a little bit of no, not that one. Add some of that blue to this. And this one. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, let's get the masses for the head. Get the basic stuff down. It's got a lot of red. We're getting into a low pixel area here. And some general vagueness in here. This is where the face would be. It's not much of it will be visible, I don't think. And this arm is going to be sort of back in here. It's all very confusing shape. See, because her arm is in sort of mixed in with her hair. So I'm just going to try to combine the two colors a little bit. Which I have no idea if this will actually do anything. Doesn't really help. Well, these just get worse as I work on them. Human faces are just an embarrassment to work on. I get impatient with them. That's why. It's like a Klingon, basically, in the water. Keep forgetting to turn off this pressure opacity. It's Pennywise. That would not happen in my world. It's anything but that. But this does look awful. This is going to be our most challenging part, I think. It's going to be like the entire, like all the time spent on this is going to be this thing. See, a lot of this is obscured, so there's going to be a water line up here in front of her face. Wow. It's like Predator. I love when my watch wastes enormous amounts of power to tell me that it's low on power. That makes just so much sense. Love how it just bugs me and bugs me. Oh, I'm out of power. Could you stop wasting my power then? You know, considering there's so little of it, if you could just, if you're so concerned, maybe, yeah, stop telling me constantly, right? Update no battery. This is so awful. I don't know how we're gonna I don't know how I'm gonna pull this out of the fire. This is really pretty bad. I am in hell right now. I'm in paint hell. Like, how is it that I cannot seem to get the shape of this face? Like I'm looking right at it. Side by side. I get the drawing right. When I start painting it, it just completely falls apart. Can we just keep the shark and leave it at that? You're right beside me? Okay. Literally. Other than like physically right next door to me. We're both living in the middle of the same cauldron. Okay. How do I make this not suck? I don't know if I can do that. It looks fine with my sketch, and it looks awful when I turn off the sketch. I never had these problems. It's all human. This is all about the humans right now. I'll trace my drawing. Oh, still gross. Such a weird shape. Yeah, the nose is a little too far off. I don't know. I feel like that's right. Let's grab that again. Eventually, I lose my impatience and start to calm down. But this usually happens with stuff I don't like to draw. So, basically, humans fit in that category. That's likely my issue. And I'm just trying to rush because it's the part that I don't want to draw. Whereas with the shark, I can spend all day with the shark. Kind of, what's that say about people? How I view people, I guess. If I'd rather spend all day drawing a shark than a human. Because we know she's full of cooties and is probably coughing on her own. Basically, it's getting in the water. It's getting in the water. This shark has cooties. Because of this. This is why it went rogue. It needs a cootiotomy. Okay, eventually she'll have, I don't know, some kind of clothing on. I think they just suggest it in silhouette in here, and again, we're gonna have water lay on top of this, so all this is gonna be obscured. Shark's a real victim. Wow. So I have no clue how to handle this face, other than just obscure everything. That's my instinct. See, it does look quite truncated, this face. Darker. I don't know how we're going to obscure this arm.
Rocky asked me, Squidward, what is your favorite movie poster, and why is it your favorite? Ah, great question. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the Scream movie poster. It perfectly captures my daily mood dealing with SpongeBob's antics and the chaos that ensues in Bikini Bottom. The image of that open-mouthed scream is just a little too relatable. Plus, it's always nice to find something that expresses my suffering in such an artful way.
See, this is why it's looking so funky. Welcome in, Bum Rocky. Ayo, everybody. I looked up and suddenly everyone was here. Okay, I think this is kind of but we'll fix it. This arm is starting to look like something so far.
Rocky asked me, Squidward, 100 player, wanted me to check on you. How you doing? Oh, you know, just another day in Bikini Bottom, dealing with SpongeBob's endless enthusiasm and whatever calamity he stirred up this time. Honestly, I think I'd get more peace and quiet living in a haunted house. But hey, at least I've got my clarinet to keep me company, even if no one appreciates my musical genius around here. Thanks for checking in, I guess.
Wow. There you go, Squidward. Let's brighten that up. So let me show you what's wrong here. There, I think it's starting to come together. It's looking freaky because, and when I see truncated, I've said that a couple of times probably.
Some rocky
Here.
ass me.
You see?
Squidward, you mentioned playing the clarinet, but that's a woodwind instrument, and squid don't have lungs. How can you make the clarinet make sound with just water? It's a curious thing, isn't it? But remember, this is Bikini Bottom, where logic takes a backseat to whimsy. Somehow, I've mastered the art of playing the clarinet underwater, defying the laws of physics. Let's just say it's a talent that only a true artiste like myself possesses. Don't question it too much, or you might end up more puzzled than I am living next door to SpongeBob.
Okay. See, this is why. See, doesn't that look better? When we put that up there like it's supposed to be, that's why it looks so freaky when I'm doing it this way, because I'm drawing this part. I cannot see the rest of the face, so all I'm doing is doing this bit. And since I lack the information to see the rest of the face because of this part here, I'm just sort of stopping it right at that line. And that's why I'm also not able to fill in down here, because I can't see this, and you know. It's partially, you see, if you see over here, if it even shows, part of it is in front of the arm and part of it you can see the arm. So I'm trying to do is get the shape down, get the shading on, and then try to sketch the hair over the arm so that bits of it let the arm show through, like here and here, like the strands of hair, because it's not one block. So we start with a solid shape and then try to break it down into smaller shapes. That's sort of what's going on. So this nightmare is happening because of the fact that I draw what I see. So because of that, this is what I am seeing, and this is what I've been drawing. And now it actually looks fine. Just a peek into how my brain works when I draw. I have to be able to see it. Although with the frogs, you know, I mean, I still use a lot of references, but I'm using like multiple pieces of references and then just mentally putting them, like using those to map out how I'm going to make my stuff. I still don't know if that's making all the sense it should, but you know. Kind of how I do it. I'm also trying to figure out how to get this kind of cover. I don't know if I can get that spatter with this. I need to really mess with my tools more, and I really don't want to do that. What I'll do is I'll like wipe some of this away like that. It seems to work. So there's a little bit of wispy. There, sort of like wispy water marks. Wish I could make that foam texture. That means we'll have to focus more on brushes, and I don't want to use other brushes. Just mostly being stubborn. Like that. Yeah. Okay. I can stop holding my breath when I do that. It's not good for me. I need to figure out how to do the water spray, which I'll deal with over the weekend. I'll try to have something that'll help with that. Body parts get so abstract sometimes. I'm over rendering that hand, I think. Okay, it's not looking bad. Hey, hey. Like that. And we'll try to put like a bathing suit or something. It's just, it's hard to see anything in the picture. Should we have a separate layer for it? Yeah. Wait. Oh, this poster on an Amazon-owned streaming service. Bikini. We'll just put something here as a placeholder because I don't know, because we're not like making deliberate nudity, but you know, because there's no details, but she needs to have something, but I can't just keep drawing and redrawing the freaking bathing suit all the time. It's just too annoying. So it's not like we're trying to be here. How about purple? We'll have some obvious colors so that I'm always afraid someone's gonna be like, oh, he's drawing naked people. I'm really not. I'm just trying to get a shape down. It doesn't really have any stuff on it. You can't even see her top. It must come from around here instead of being one of those. It's got to be like that. Right? And I don't know how these go on, like that. I don't pay much attention to these things. There. The point is the poster. There's no... There, that's at least safe for work or something. I mean, we're a very family-friendly show. These are not intentionally lewd or gratuitous, in case anybody was wondering. I never work like that. I have no desire to work like that. Subliminal marketing. So instead of a shark head under her, you have an Amazon arrow arc. No, because I will never promote Amazon for any reason. This is just a unfortunate accident. But I am going to do a frog version. And I think we're going to do it as a merch thing. So I'll try to put it on a t-shirt. I'm pretty sure I can't put this on a t-shirt. Even if it is a derivative, you know, as a derivative work or as a fan art. I don't know, you know, I'm pretty sure they don't want me doing that. So Although I should look into it to see how much I have to change it to where I'm okay, but I probably should not deal with that because they could sue me anyway, whether it's legal or not. They just do that to pull money out of your pocket. Yeah, we have the bathing suit bikini on one layer. That way I can have that there and just work on the overall shape and not have to keep adjusting redrawing the bikini each time. And I think the purple is fine. In the original, I still do not see anything in here. I have a feeling she's probably skinny dipping. You know, I mean, it's the 70s. Came from the 60s. Just letting you know, it was a very free time. So, yeah, she could be skinny dipping, and they probably are doing that just because, you know, giggity, right? They're thinking, oh, a lot of dudes are gonna see that poster in 1975 and be like, oh, naked girls swimming, you know, or something. I don't know. I'm sure they didn't have all the resources that people have these days, you know. Probably just had National Geographic and the Jaws poster. And that's a nod to any Gen Xer. National Geographic probably trigger memories. Okay. I need to figure out how to deal with this water. Of course, this foot needs to be obscured really because you can see over here it doesn't show anything. It's all mashed in underneath these waves. So I'm just trying to fake it in the same way they did. Welcome in, Squeezy. Feeling lucky today, about 2 shares. Actually, I found myself a copper miner today. I think this does need to be rounded right here. Frog Crocs. I did see you, Sweezy. Can she be wearing one shoe? Wait, why is she wearing just to cover the foot? Or what? It's going well. I'm getting this a little bit better. I just have to do the teeth on the shark. We're getting there. I'm thinking we're gonna turn off the overlay on next week. Since we've already gone through the Christmas season. But I need a new winter, like a winter overlay. But I don't know how I'm going to fit all that together. So I'm just going to go back to my old tablet drawing frog. I just have to load that up. I didn't do it today because I didn't feel like loading in the images. They have to be done individually. And even though it's only like 4 frames, it's just a tedium that I didn't want to deal with. I was already spending my morning resketching this. Of course, I didn't resketch the shark, but I did. See, I did more tighter sketching on this before I tried again today. I was not having a lot of success. So eventually, this is going to be a frog, and it'll say frogs or something up here, just like the Jaws poster, like a giant underwater frog. And I don't know, I guess maybe it's another person. You know what, maybe I just keep this part after we worked so incredibly hard on making this look slightly human. I don't know if I want to do another human. I could just swap out the shark for a giant frog, and then that'll be our next project, or an extension of this project. Then this becomes you know, like merch compatible, because I'm sure I can do like a parody, but I certainly can't do like a direct representation. Even if not 100% accurate, that's the intention is there, so right. It can't be like, oh, I didn't mean to make an exact copy. Well, you kind of did. It's not accidental. That's why I don't go swimming. I'm too scared of all the frogs. You should be scared. There's all kinds of crazy stuff under the water. And it gets crazier when you can't see it. I don't know what that is, but in nature, the stuff that you never see is usually the freakiest stuff ever. The stuff that lives out in the open is just the easy, mundane, boring stuff. If you want to be terrified, find the stuff that nobody sees. I really got to figure out how to do this. Recreating that texture is going to be difficult. That spray. Alright, so if we do this over here, that's there. This is on a gray background, this is a white background. If I take and change the paper color, I usually work on white. Okay, that's a little bit better. So if I then do something that's water there. Maybe we can just rough it up on the surface. It's hard to make this look like water spray. Unless I'm doing it by hand, like one little thing at a time. Which that can also be done. We could do it like this. Of course, this doesn't do it's the word I'm looking for. Stippling. This doesn't really stipple very well. And we need a darker one. So maybe just a scribble. So that way it sort of looks like we're... I'm sure there's a brush for this. I'm just... just gonna do all this by hand, if everyone's okay with that. You okay with that? Okay. Because I will do this all day. So, if everyone's cool with me nerding out on drawing individual drops of water, then you are in the right place. In fact, if anyone really wants me to, we actually can go in that direction in future streams. If everyone likes tedium. Because I'm all about rendering in tedium. Which is weird because I'm such an impatient person. Of course, that's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah, like that, something like that. Just so we have a little bit of a model for where we're going with that. I only swim while wearing a boat. This is why I don't like deep water that I can't see the bottom of. I really, really do not like natural bodies of water. Really don't, because you never know what's underneath there that's gonna bite your foot off. And when something grabbed you, you don't want to look down and see it. Because that's the thing. That's scarier than anything. Because when something touches you and you're like, holy God. And you start flailing around because something, and you start kicking because something's down there touching you. I've had to live through things like that. Usually they're just fish, little fish. There's really rarely anything that would attack anything as big as a person, but still. Where is this one? I'm going to get this color off the water. I don't really need these swatches either. Okay, so there's probably not a brush that will help us. I'm sure there's some water spray brush or something in there, but we don't have one. You know what? I could even make a brush for that. Now, let's not mess with that today, but... Oh, we're gonna mess with something. That's a guarantee. I don't know what it is yet, but something's getting messed with. So we have to switch to darker because of lighter, and then we have to switch to lighter because of darker. When we transition, like right here, when we're looking to make it look like it's coming up out of the water, and then like here, and then like on top, in front of her. No, we're on the wrong layer, that's why. Braxton Wise, have you lost your freaking mind? Okay, hopefully that works. Hopefully there's nothing weird. There, back to the right layer. So her hand is coming down, and there's spray up here, part of this. So I'll continue this. Whatever I got this from. I think it was somewhere around here. Like spray underneath. Not spray, but like bubbles, I guess, as she's grabbing and pulling water down. And this needs to be shorter. Let's see if I can do that without completely ruining. Okay, that looks better. So see, it's going to carry air down with it. So there'll be bubbles around her arm. And we'll hit a couple just around the top edge. You can see what that looks like in a second. Darn it. It'd be great if I wasn't doing that on the wrong layer. Flipaka. Hey, yo. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's awesome to see you. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. I should not have put that down in there. This is the wrong layer to be doing that with. How far back can I go? Okay. Man, want to know the sad thing? What is the sad thing? That you have to go to school soon? Either I forget about joining the stream or get. Oh, I get you. The thing is, you know, I should probably announce when the streams are going. I should probably set like a schedule thing so that YouTube puts up like a little reminder thing. I still have all this on the same layer. Does it matter? Here, let's just try and pull that back a little bit. Well, you know, the thing is, I mean, there's always VODs to watch, but I personally much rather watch live. But that's me. I'm kind of a live, I like live content. It's kind of hard for me to find a lot of live content on YouTube, however. Thank you. Here, let me zoom out so you can see what we're doing. Sorry, it's really close up view, and there. This is the like a recreation of the original movie poster from Jaws, which was released in 1975. So this is my version of that. There's a sketch, so I'll have that up there, and I'm still not sure if I want to hand paint that or if I want to find the font and then I bet I could vector that. I could still do all that by hand and then put all those little. I think that's water spray, so I could do that by hand. Just have to vector that in and do a bucket fill on that. So this is what we have so far. I'm really happy with the shark. I just have not done any teeth yet. I'm waiting to do these teeth, and but I think I've got him pretty much okay, and then there's just her and the details of the water to go. Boy, I'm sounding rough today. Lots of vocal fry in the Braxton. Is that annoying? I'm not trying to vocal fry. Okay, I think I got that done. Good, now we can do that on the correct layer. That always stops me up when you know, I'm like on a roll and then I realize, oh man, I just did all that on the wrong layer. And then I start thinking, well, could I just leave it there? It will just pretend that I didn't do that, but then it will bug me, and then I don't leave it there. Welcome in, Yadsak. And also thank you, Woo. Thank you for the nice compliments. Everyone's really nice today. Let's see if that's small enough. No, we're on the wrong layer. I'm trying to trim down that arm slightly. Alright, I think this is okay. I'm okay with this. Pretty much, the bathing suit is just there so it doesn't look weird. Because I don't think she has a bathing suit in this one. But the water bubbles are obscuring all that. So I think we could do that. I just need to... I don't know, I think I want to keep it SFW though. So we'll just keep the bathing suit on and I'll reinforce that more later on. It's on its own layer. And I'll draw the spray in like I did on this one. So we're just, there's no brush that's gonna do this. I'm just gonna end up having to draw it by hand, basically. Which is not a huge deal. Welcome back to Paka. Also, it's okay to to correct me if I'm saying your name wrong. It's not, I won't be offended. Darn it. Go back to the water layer. Alright. Kind of a halo around her hand. Oh man, I love swimming in the ocean, shark of death and misfortune. It was such a scary movie. Anyone who hasn't seen it should figure out how to find it and watch it. I'm sure it's streaming on something. It was incredibly scary because it was it's something that could happen. I mean, you know, there was that megalodon shark that they found evidence of. I mean, that could be Jaws. The jaws were large enough, the mouth was large enough for like a 6-foot human to just walk right through. Imagine that. We'll put some bubbles down here. And like a sort of a disarray. A disarray of bubbles. It's like it's as if I'm using this as a measurement. How much is a disarray? It's 30% additional entropy. Now I'm gonna just sit here and vibe on all these little dots. So I'm imagining that they collect under her arm and then like drift up. You can't make me imagine that. It's not as much as a data ray. I have been really getting into thermodynamics lately. That's a weird thing. Oh, I'm dabbling in thermodynamics. But I have been. That's the nerdy thing that I do. I sit there and study freaky sciences or languages. Not freaky languages, but just weird, obscure stuff. That's what I do with my day when I'm not working, doing other stuff. Okay, this all needs to go, right? Here we go. Since I was just sketching that in as a placeholder, now I know what I want to do. I'm going to just draw this in because it does work out much more successfully when I'm just hand drawing all the bubbles. And no brush is going to do that. And you know, if I did make a brush for that, which, you know, let's think about that. We'll think about making a brush for that just for funsies, but it's not going to ever look as good. I think like no brush is going to, no brush is ever going to do that. So you just have to choose your tedium. Basically, I think. We're on the right layer still, right? Okay, thank you very much, Flupaka. Have a really good day. Good luck at school. And I will be back next Saturday as well. I want to start putting out the announcement thing, you know, like a schedule sort of deal. I mean, I just never really think about that. I'm really excited to do the frog one. Yeah, that's gonna be very cool. We can obscure the face a little bit better too. So it's gonna come up over her back, I guess. Like up around this way. So she's moving through the water. Right, and as this one, that's why. Because see, as this arm comes up, there's gonna be, it's hard to see, but there's some spray coming down from here. And this is a small image too, so it's a bit pixely when we enlarge this. This one is actually far larger than this one. Isn't it? Yeah, this one's 14 by 21. This one's 671 by 1000. So this is This is significantly larger, so you can see why this is getting pixely faster. But if you can see the artifacts here, it's artifacting a little bit, but this is the water coming down. Here, turn that back. Just get some of that off of there. Okay, and you shouldn't be there. Let's go to there. Oh no, we're on the right layer. I was about to have another fit. You don't want to see me when I'm having fits. Reflective lighting. Right there, as the light bounces off of her and back up to the underside of her arm. Like that, like a little hint of it. Although it's not in the painting, but this is a painting. The poster is a painting. I imagine this is like acrylic or something. Did they do that with acrylic in the 70s? They had it, but acrylic paint wasn't water soluble yet. I'm wondering if that was the 60s though. I wonder when they changed to, or they changed the formulation, because you had to have special solvents to use acrylic way back in the day when they were just first starting to experiment with it. 70s, I don't know if they had like water-based acrylic yet. But that poster is certainly painted. That is no photograph. Okay. It's neat when you take these away. You can see where the water splashes are. Let's make this a little bit more solid. It's bugging me to see it sketchy like that. This probably isn't realistic here, but it'll be fine. I don't really know how these work. Suppose we need a reference. I need an interview. I read an interview about a guy who made the poster and he didn't realize how much it was being used and he got residuals. Oh, really? See, this is before people knew how to protect against the predatory stuff like that. This is why they have like special contracts and stuff now for art and music, because before they were able to just do whatever they wanted with it, and the artists and musicians never really signed off on it. What was I in the middle of? Yeah, I was in the middle of trying to make this passable, but I don't really... There. Hopefully that works.
Servo 1K asked me, if a frog and a pig have a baby, what sort of abomination would it be?
Oh my God.
Boy, that would be one wacky combination. Imagine a cute little creature with piggy ears and a riveting croak, hopping around with a curly tail and maybe even a snout, but with slippery green skin. It's like something out of a cartoon mashup. Just be careful. It might confuse people whether to oink or ribbit its way into their hearts. A froggy-piggy hybrid sounds like a real hoot.
Wow. Alright. SpongeBob, the SpongeBob voice always makes me jump. Fairly certain that terminates. Flatly. Like that. I think that's a good shape. And a little shadow edge on that, because even cloth has a thickness. Of course, she's a little flat. That's not why we're doing this, though. She's gonna be all covered up. SpongeBob just suddenly burst through the door. He is that high-pitched voice. You know, they really don't like that voice in Brazil. They redub those with different voices. And in the Brazilian version, he's got a really deep voice. It's comical. It's really funny. Because they're kind of missing the point of SpongeBob. He's supposed to be annoying. Oh my God. Oh no. Okay, let's not do that. Wow, let's not do that again. I think I lost what was left of my hearing. Wow. That could be dangerous, you know. What I'm trying to do is make it look rounded. You see, as if it's going around her, because really her hips are flexing slightly toward us. The hips open toward us slightly as this leg goes up. But here, let's grab there. course, that was on the wrong layer, but we have to eventually do that. See, there we go. Let me turn the water layer back on. And it's looking better. So basically, this is what we'll be working on next weekend. I think I'm okay with this, and we'll just start working from right to left. And I think now that I've worked out the face, which was plaguing me, making the water spray is going to be easier. I don't know about these sketchy, scuffed kind of things here in the background. That could take a really long time to try and get those textures in there, but I might still figure out a way to approximate it. I gotta do this more often. Like that.
Hey, look! I'm Twiggy from the old Buck Rogers in the 24th Century TV show. Bitty 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 bitty
Bitty bitty bitty bitty bitty bitty. But that's Dr. Yeah, that's Twiggy. And then he's carrying Dr. Theophilus on his chest. I did not understand as a kid that they weren't one person. I couldn't understand that they were two separate things. Because I thought he was making those sounds and he wasn't. I didn't realize Dr. Theophilus was a separate consciousness. As a child, at least. Love Buck Rogers. Love it. In fact, I have the original Buster Crab Buck Rogers series. And, do I have the... No, you know what? I don't think I have the Buck Rogers, like the 80s one. It's the 70s. Was it 70s and 80s? Somewhere late 70s, right around the Battlestar Galactica era. The original Battlestar Galactica from the late 60s into the 70s. Wasn't that where it went? Or how it started? Let's have a quick little nostalgia check. '78. It was late 70s, 78, and I think it moved into 81, like in the early 80s, and then vanished. But then they brought it back in the early 2000s, I think, and oh my god, it was so cinematic. I have all those episodes on DVD. They're amazing. A lot of people freaked out because they made some character changes, but I think they did an amazing job. I think everyone just knocked it out of the park. Really, really, really awesome. I watched the whole thing. It's one of those things where I have like all the DVDs for the movies in a box set, and then once I start, I'll just go through them all. Maybe not in a day. I may take the whole year to go through them, but I will go through each one successively. I do that with Lost as well. That's one of my other little comfort shows. What was the other one? Buck Rogers in the 25th century. That was 79. So there you go. They were both in the exact same time, and it was just a couple of years after Star Wars came out. It was in 1977. So I was 3 years old when that came out. Yeah, I was like 3 years old when Star Wars came out, and then I was like, what? 4 and 5? It was just amazing. I had no choice but to be a science fiction fan. Because it was just right there. The best science fiction shows of all time were just right there in front of me. BSGU was late 70s, right? The remake in 2000 was amazing until they did the Starbuck arc in the last season. I don't know why you didn't like it. You don't like Starbuck? I have no problems with any of it. I thought everything was great. I pretty much like all their choices. I think that they all hit me in the right spot. No, I get it. I'll probably end up going through them again, and I'll probably see that part anew, and I'll remember that you said that, and then I'll probably be like, oh yeah, I can see that. For the moment, though, I don't really remember having a problem with it. Okay. Is everything... I didn't do anything with this. There's no reason to do this. Save that one. And we will just call it. I want everyone to have a really good day. And I will be back. Have a good week. I'll be back next Saturday. And we will work on drawing water droplets. All the tedious stuff. All the tedious water droplet rendering. And we'll do these... if you want more tedium, we'll do these little water bubbles here by the mouth, or the air bubbles, as it rushes up to get its lunch. And we'll start working on teeth too. I don't know if we'll be able to do that next Saturday, but I'm imagining we'll be doing teeth by next Sunday, right? Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm out.